But if you had to pick one HR issue that was sort of the most pressing, the most burning, if you were able to sort of magically solve that, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say attracting new young people into our industry and in the 3PL industry. We're definitely aging. I think our average is in the 50s, so we're tall for sure. So I would say attracting new people, because there seems to be in some ways a different mindset in terms of a blue collar profession now versus 20, 30 years ago. To add one thing, our industry is a little bit peculiar because we have to drug test our drivers. So we have a pre-employment drug test, and then there's random drug testing. So that's can be a significant hurdle to other industries because it's a safety sensitive position.
Our problems are similar to Terry's. Our average age is 52.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. Yeah, and it's we have senior drivers here that stay here a long time, and it's kind of the middle that comes and goes and comes and goes, and it's hard to attract talented people to this job.
Super. Thank you, Andy. Matt?
I'm, as I said earlier, I'm in maintenance, so I'm not looking for truck drivers and all that. But for me in particular, it is lack of experienced applicants. For a long time, it was lack of applicants, period. We had no mechanics at all looking for work. The age demographic is quite the opposite, actually. I have a shop full of young guys. I've got guys fresh out of high school, literally just graduated in the spring. My average age in my shop is mid-30s, but with the younger age comes the lack of experience, and I'm greatly struggling to find anyone with any experience that is willing to work the hours, as we are a fleet shop, so we do work long hours, try and keep the fleet working. And I find with the older generation, gentlemen in their 50s or 60s, that they're kind of set in their ways, and they don't want to work with the younger guys and roll with the new technology, and they have a really hard time adapting to the way things have changed with the industry in the past and how computerized everything has become. So for me, the younger generation is great. They're more on board with computers, but they just don't have the basic knowledge required.
So the biggest challenge, I think, for us, and just to touch on Terry's point, our drivers are part of a random drug and alcohol testing program, and we also have the challenges now around the legalization of marijuana. So even though marijuana is legal for recreational use here, you cannot use marijuana and cross the border as a driver in a commercial vehicle. So those are challenges around recruiting people to drive for our fleet. The biggest issue I think that we have on the retention side right now, we've certainly had some challenges around COVID. So drivers in our fleet that are aging, well, as we all are, I suppose, but we have drivers certainly that are in their 50s or older that have been concerned about the impact that COVID could have on them. We have drivers that are in either maybe multi-generational families. We have drivers certainly that have young children at home or that have someone in their family that has a compromised immune system or other health challenges. So we've had a number of drivers through COVID that have asked to be relieved of their positions to avoid any risk that they go into the US and perhaps contract the virus and bring it home. So that's been a challenge. And then we've seen a disconcerting or an alarming trend lately where some of our longer term drivers have found other opportunities that will allow them to get home every day. And we are an over-the-road company. We have very limited opportunities for drivers to get home every day. We don't hire for home every day type work. That would typically go to the drivers that have already been working for us. And if that position comes available, it would be posted internally. So it's, I think it could be part of a trend. Certainly being an over-the-road driver is, for many drivers, it's an opportunity for them to gain experience, and it's a stepping stone in our industry. It used to be that most companies couldn't hire a driver that didn't already have 2 years of experience. So we could feel reasonably comfortable if we were picking the right fit for our organization and training them and supporting them well, that they might stay for a couple of years before moving on. But now we certainly see there are a lot of opportunities with companies that are willing to hire a brand new person without any experience. So it's harder to hire, absolutely. And, you know, I think the workforce is changing. People are more focused on quality of life and home time, and it probably remains to be seen what long-term impact COVID is going to have on the labor market. But the shorter term is, you know, we hear from a lot of people that they have refocused their priorities and what's important in their life. And if that means that spending more, you know, quality time with people that are close to them, that means for many people that being away from home up to 5 days at a time, as we would expect in our fleet, it's just not an option.